What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is a conversation I need to have here. Um, I see a problem coming on the horizon. The next hurdle, you might say, for hype. And I know this is not a dogging on hype video. This is not let's just ride the wave of hype hate or anything like that. None of that, right? None of that. I'm very much a champion of this game. I have a lot of fun with it. You know, there's a lot of things I learned from Feud this last weekend that I think is very helpful that maybe we'll get on the podcast with Slim and Sheik here soon, or one or the other, or both. But I was thinking about something here. I was taking a look at the top end of my roster, and this is the portal. This is not my roster here, but on the top end of my roster, there's a trickster LA Knight and a powerhouse CM Punk that are some of my absolute best characters in the game. And I realized, man, I haven't used them much lately, and started thinking about it. It was like, oh, it's because hype is here and I don't have them hyped. And then I thought about it and went, wait a second. Zombies aren't on the UCC. What if they're not in the hype loot either? And so I did what we're doing on screen here. I started scrolling through the hype loot. You know, this is the one you get hopefully a pull or two a day on. It's not much, but, you know, theoretically over time it adds up. But there's 630 something characters in this game right now, and I could keep scrolling, and I will keep aimlessly scrolling through here, and you can see so many. In fact, you see Hall of Fame characters in there. You see special edition. You see mutant characters in there. You see the rare ones that almost nobody has, although at least he's in the loop more lately. Of this and all that. You see specialty characters. But what don't you see? I don't see Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know if Ozzy's actually in this loot. I don't know if you can hype up Ozzy. So he's probably alongside what I'm about to say. But you don't see zombies, do you? Now this is a problem. Zombie month is coming up. It's less than a month away at this point, which is awesome. I love Zombie Month, and I would imagine that during Zombie Month there's going to be some special hype for zombies. Maybe they'll put the zombies into this long and still going, I haven't stopped scrolling by the way here, list of characters that again includes Hall of Fame, IOW characters. All of them are in here. Even that guy's in here, right? But here's my concern. Zombies are among some of the best and most powerful characters in the game. Every year, the zombies tend to outlast some of the others. Like, for example, Zombie Sami Zayn is still one of my favorite strikers in the game, period, bar none. I already mentioned Zombie CM Punk, because Punk's better than Seth. I already mentioned Zombie LA Knight, Zombie Bailey, Zombie Becky, Zombie Cody, just throw the word zombie in front of them, and if they came out in the last 2 to 3 years, they're probably better than some of the other characters. Like this guy came out in the same time frame. I'm not going to say Zombie Mankind is better than Zombie Foley, Hall of Fame, but the zombies that came out around the time this character came out are way and above better. They tend to last more. They tend to have like better trainer coaching abilities, etc., 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 but they're not in the hype loot. Here's my concern. I'm sure they're going to be in the hype loot for Zombie Month. But is that it? Like, is it going to be a land grab to try and get as much zombie hype as you possibly can for that 1 month knowing then that you probably won't get hype again till spring outbreak. Is that what we're doing? Because to be fair, they only put the posters for zombies in the loot during those 2 months as well. So is the hype going to be that way? Because what that means is you're basically going to have an added element to Zombie Month. Not a zombie. Not a zombie. You're going to have an added element to Zombie Month of trying to also get as much hype as possible for your zombies, in addition to trying to get the zombies. And then fast forward to spring breakout, and it's going to be, oh my gosh, it's the second time in every year, one of 2 times in the year that I'm able to get hype for my zombies. Look, Motu are in here. No problem. I miss that guy. He was so fun. Yeah, and mutants. So I just foresee the challenge it will be. That's the bottom. I finally made it. After all that, I've been scrolling for 6 minutes. 6 minutes of scrolling to get to the bottom of this. I foresee this being another hurdle for hype, right? The adoption rate of liking or getting used to hype in the community seems lower than 7-star. I do know they've made some changes, right? They've made those trainer changes that are absolutely vital. Or coaching. The coaches, I think they're coaches. Yeah, they are coaches. Coaching changes with MP Reduce. And I know there's some more changes to hype coming down the road. Like they've said, both when they announced it and like as things have evolved, like they're going to keep evolving hype to get it to where everybody wants it to be. So I think hype is going to get better and better as we go. However, I think Zombie Month is going to become even more of a grab. Because if they only put the hype for them in that month, you also don't want them taking, like, you don't want to not be able to get these guys in hype, like all of this for a month, right? Because we still need hype for all of these characters too. Like I need him. I've got him. He's one of my best guys. I need hype for him as much as I can possibly get it. I barely have mommy hype level 1. I need as much as I can for her. But then during October, I'm going to be going, but I need all of the zombie hype I can possibly get. And this top section, this mega rare right here, right? They can put all the zombies in there, but then I'm also going to be like, but I want the hype on the newest zombies, but I also want to hype on the old zombies. And so, I don't know. I don't know what this means. My guess, I would say probably in the comment section, they're going to throw for 1 month only Zombie Balor and Kevin Owens and, etc. Charlotte. They're going to put them hopefully into the comment section. In the rare section, maybe they'll put some of the, Zombie Beckys, Zombie Hogans, Zombie Ortons. And then here will probably be just the newest characters of it. But then I would imagine they're going to drop back out the very next month. So what this does is it makes wild hype even more rare air than it has been. Wild hype is already like, oh my gosh, you need as much of this as you could possibly get because, for example, this weekend I was feuding and I wanted to feud with my new Haku. He's the top line bonus character, but I didn't have enough. So I'll admit it, I spent $20 and luckily, very luckily, like, cause it came down to it, I got 3 or 2, I guess it would be. Yeah, it had to be 2. I got 2 Wild Striker hype, and that was, I just needed 1. I literally just needed 1. So I spent $20 just trying to use the Haku that I spent a decent amount of money on, and by the way, didn't get initially. I came within 40 shards of recruiting Haku. If you watch the polls videos, that's the case. And I had somebody in the community say, "Hey, you're right there. Let me help you get that last step." And they actually helped me get another set of polls so that I could actually get him, and then to use him, even just a hype level 1 in feud, I ended up spending another $20. I feel like that's going to be the story for the zombies going forward. And here's what I don't want. Zombie Month is always such a boost to the community. I don't want to see the community have mixed feelings because they're just realizing they can't hype up their zombies. Like, hype's only been out for a month. You're focusing on whoever you can possibly get to level 2 or maybe 3 if you're lucky. I saw some 4s out there. My goodness, you guys are already there. Holy cow. In Feud. But I don't want there to be this like, oh, I wish I could play with this month's zombies, but I just don't have hype. Or any zombies, for that matter, but I just don't have hype. What I will say is the zombies that come out this next month, I think, are going to be just the same way. Like, I've gotten a good hit on Rusev and a good hit on Alexander Black. Wow. Aleister Black. I've gotten some decent hits on them, so both of them are like hype level 2 at least on my roster now. And that tends to happen, right? I didn't get a lot of these ones, but I did get a lot more of these ones. So I would guess the zombies that we get for Zombie Month, you're going to be able to hype them up a little bit easier. But what about my zombie CM Punk? What about my zombie Becky? My favorite zombie Becky. What about them? What about Canyon, right? I'm concerned, and I hope Scopely has a good plan for it, because as of now, it seems like it's going to be a land rush to try and get as much zombie hype as you can possibly get. So then they don't have it again until Spring Outbreak, and then they don't have it again until Zombie Month, just the way they're not in the UCC, just the way you can only pull them during those 2 zombie-related events. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen, and I just really, really hope it goes over better than we expect it to, because this is going to be the first year of hyped up zombies. We want to be able to use our zombies. That's all I'm saying. Are you excited for Zombie Month? Let me know in the comments section. Are you a little nervous about zombies plus hype and what that's going to mean? Let me know also in the comments section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then send this to your friend or faction mate and tell Scopely, hey, we're here, we're listening, we're watching for what happens with this Zombie Month and hype. Let's hope we do it right, because that's such a fun month. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.